It's morning in Los Angeles and it's morning in America. I am your host, KC Phoenix, and it is Tuesday, October the 13th. All right, first thing, I have to get the social media stuff out the way, and then I'll do the side news stories, and then I'll do my morning political thought. Social media stuff, thepurpleelephantshow.com, main podcasting platform. You can listen to all of the podcasting episodes there at thepurpleelephantshow.com, even though the podcast is carried on Spotify, Google Play, Anchor, Apple, so on and so forth. On Parler, The Purple Elephant Show. On Instagram, The Purple Elephant Show. Facebook.com/The Purple Elephant Show. On Twitter, at RealTPES. And if you are watching this on BitChute, Dailymotion, or YouTube, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. That way you will know when I upload new episodes. All right, side news story. First thing, which this isn't surprising, and I'm looking down at my notes here. For those who are watching, for those who are listening, it doesn't matter because you can't see me looking down. All right, first thing, the Pentagon is complaining again internally. This isn't shocking about President Trump's plan to bring the troops home from Afghanistan. People in the Pentagon are saying more off the record that his plan is a little too ambitious. So the complaints are going around right now. Certain generals are saying no comment on how they feel about the situation. But behind the scenes, or anonymous sources and all that other stuff, people are complaining, saying that President Trump's plan is too ambitious to bring the troops home by Christmas, to bring all of the troops home by Christmas. Right now, we have 12,000 troops left in Afghanistan. One of the generals did say the plan in place right now that is in effect is to draw down from 12,000 to 4,500. But President Trump wants to bring all of them home by Christmas. That is President Trump's goal. And since he is the commander-in-chief, I'm pretty sure he may do what he usually does. If someone cannot execute his plan, he will fire them and find someone else who will, because that's what happened with General Mattis. Even though most people like General Mattis, he wasn't moving at the speed the president would have liked to have moved. So the president got rid of him, and then things moved faster. The caliphate was removed, and that was a done deal with ISIS. So, yeah, stuff with the Pentagon. As for Martha McSally, she's running against this guy, Senator Martha McSally. She's running against this guy, Mark Kelly, who's a former astronaut. And they had a debate, and Senator McSally brought up that on a 2006 flight, Mark Kelly took a Chinese flag as his sole possession on a 2006 flight. Now, also, she mentioned that he carried a Chinese communist banner on his motorcycle as well. To my understanding, he tried to sidestep the question. She also accused him of selling out to China in multiple business arrangements in his path to get rich quick. So this is an example of what I was talking about yesterday when it comes to patriotism versus self-preservation and wealth, where patriotism should always override that. And she's calling him out on it. Now, whether these accusations are correct, that I don't know for sure. I doubt they would be incorrect because, one thing about Martha McSally, okay, let me break this down. How can I articulate this? When it comes to Martha McSally, she is not someone who I'm like, oh, she's so amazing, she's this, she's that. Because she did not support the president. And she didn't start supporting the president until it became more beneficial to her and until she realized that it was in her best interest to support the president when it comes to her receiving votes. So, part of me wants to label her as an opportunist because that is something an opportunist does. And in politics, a majority of people are opportunists. So I'm not really throwing judgment or shame or anything like that. It's just it doesn't sit well with me. Now that she is behind the president's agenda, in doing that, throughout her appearances, throughout the interviews that I've seen, Senator Martha McSally comes across pretty much as a direct person, though. Even though there might be a little bit of opportunist in her, she still comes across as pretty much a direct person to call things how they are. So it would be difficult to imagine her saying that about him if it wasn't true, if that makes sense. I don't see her up and just lying about someone. I see her taking advantage of a situation, but I don't see her up and just making up something out of whole cloth. I don't see that. So the accusations, since they came directly from Senator Martha McSally, I would more than likely say they're good. They're accurate. All right. Also today, Tuesday, people are planning a march on the Supreme Court to show their opposition to the nomination of Amy Coney Barrett. Yeah, they plan on demonstrating. I hope that they plan on demonstrating and not demonstrating. Know the difference, because you have demonstrators and you have demonstrators. So hopefully they will be demonstrating their opposition and not demonstrating their opposition. So it'll be interesting to see how that turns out. Obviously, it's liberal groups who have organized all of this, and we'll see what happens. And it may have happened already by the time this is uploaded. All right. Next thing, side news. Governor Cuomo says he is not interested in going to Washington. What is happening behind the scenes has been reported by Axios. Axios is saying that Democrat donors are pushing for Governor Cuomo to be part of Joe Biden's administration if he wins. Which, of course, Governor Cuomo is saying he's not interested in that. He's fine in New York. He doesn't want to go to Washington. And honestly, I don't know why they would want him in the Biden administration after how he handled New York. And I'll say, to be nice, allegedly killed all of the older people in the nursing homes. So, or maybe that's why the Democrat donors are pushing to get him in the Biden cabinet, because, Kamala Harris could become president quicker. So, but hey, all right. And then also, final side news story, Senator Doug Jones of Alabama. For those who may not know who Senator Doug Jones is, Senator Doug Jones is the Alabama senator who won in a special election and won by 1% in Alabama. He's a Democrat senator, which is rare in Alabama. And now he is catching flack because he is opposed to Amy Coney Barrett, which this isn't shocking. So I'm curious to see how this continues to play out as time goes on. But hey, maybe next time people in Alabama will get out and vote, and there will no longer be a Senator Doug Jones. But right now, the citizens of Alabama are not happy with him because of his opposition to Amy Coney Barrett. All right. So those are the side news stories. Let me go ahead and get to my morning political thought, which is the Affordable Care Act. The Affordable Care Act has been brought up a lot. I say the Affordable Care Act because the ACA. I rarely say Obamacare. The reason I rarely say Obamacare is because President Obama did not grab a laptop, go into the mountains of Tennessee, and type up a bill and then come back and say, this is the new health care law. The law was passed by Nancy Pelosi, even though Nancy Pelosi did not know what was in the bill. Let me rephrase. She did know what was in the bill. She just didn't want the American people to know what was in the bill. And when people asked her what was in the bill, she said, well, we'll find out when we pass it. We'll figure it out when we pass it. So that was that. But President Obama himself did not write the Affordable Care Act. So that's why I usually rarely refer to it as Obamacare. He just signed the bill. The Affordable Care Act itself, me being a, I guess you could say client, recipient, customer, user, whatever, of the Affordable Care Act when it first started. The only good thing in the Affordable Care Act is pre-existing conditions. That is the only good thing in it. I had the Affordable Care Act when I was making a decent amount of money. And I had it when I was unemployed because I had lost my job at the time and I had to go on unemployment. So, of course, my income went down. The experience that I learned with the Affordable Care Act from having it when I made a decent amount of money and having it when I was unemployed is that the Affordable Care Act was only good for people who were, I don't really want to say the word poor, but I'll just say for people who had a low income and for people who had a semi-high income. People who had a middle income got squeezed the most on the, get squeezed the most on the Affordable Care Act. And that showed me the Affordable Care Act doesn't work because the people that it affected the most negatively was the middle class. And obviously, you don't want to push the middle class down and bring them into a lower income bracket or cause undue strain, unnecessary strain to that particular group. When it comes to repealing the Affordable Care Act, President Trump has said time and time again that when the Affordable Care Act is repealed, whatever new legislation comes out, pre-existing conditions will be covered. He also did an executive order, which was more symbolic, but still saying that pre-existing conditions need to be covered. One thing about President Trump, and I always say this, when it comes to him saying things, he can be he can exaggerate sometimes. And some things may not always come across as truthful. However, one thing about President Trump, and one reason the people who love President Trump love him so much, is that he keeps his campaign promises. He keeps the promises he makes to the American people. He has made a promise to the American people that if the affordable, or more like when, because the court case is November the 10th, and I'm pretty sure the Supreme Court will strike it down. I'd be shocked if they didn't. That I would be shocked on. The election thing, that's another whole bowl of wax. But as for the Affordable Care Act, I have a feeling they're going to strike it down. But if and when they strike it down, I have a feeling it will be handled. He will keep his promises. Excuse me. He will keep his promises on covering pre-existing conditions. He made that promise. I am 99% sure he will keep that promise on pre-existing conditions. So for those who may be worried or kind of like, I don't know, I'm on the fence, maybe they should just leave it alone. No, if President Trump made a promise that if and when the Affordable Care Act is repealed, pre-existing conditions will still be covered. If he made that promise to the American people, he will keep that promise. He will. He will find some way to do it, come hell or high water, just like with building the wall. Come hell, he found a way to do it. All of these other things, moving the embassy to Jerusalem, he found a way to do it. There's so many things that he has done in his administration where they said he can't do that, and he's found a way to do it. Same thing with what I was talking about earlier with the Pentagon complaining about him bringing the troops home by Christmas, and also beforehand complaining about shrinking our footprint in the Middle East and removing us from all of these unnecessary wars. He's been doing it. That was his campaign promise. So when it comes to the Affordable Care Act, if President Trump made the promise that if and when it is repealed, pre-existing conditions will still be covered, come hell or high water, he'll find a way to keep it. And from what we've witnessed, President Trump is the hell and the high water. So I have faith in the president when he makes his promises. And that is all I have for my morning political thought. Thank you, everyone, for liking, subscribing, sharing, listening, watching, and everything else. It means more to me than you will ever know. And I hope that you will continue to follow the Morning Political Thought, the Purple Elephant Show on the weekend itself, and everything else, because it means a lot to me, and I enjoy doing this. I enjoy talking about the news stories. I enjoy giving my opinions. I've always been fascinated by politics, and I'm always fascinated when I learn new things as well, which, like I learned yesterday about FDR being the one who designated Columbus Day as an official holiday. And also when I had learned that Ronald Reagan was the one who designated MLK Day as an official holiday or a federal holiday. So it's always amazing when you learn new things. And that's another reason why I enjoy doing this so much, because I'm always learning new things with politics, and it's really cool. But thank you again for your support. ThePurpleElephantShow.com, main podcasting platform. The Purple Elephant Show, Parler, Instagram, @RealTPES on Twitter, Facebook.com/The Purple Elephant Show, BitChute, YouTube, Dailymotion. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. That way you will know when I upload new videos. Until next time, be blessed.